Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 1 here in the Bucharest Minor. This is the lower bracket final. We're almost at the end of the tournament right now, and we have ourselves Gambit Esports taking on Keen Gaming in a best of 3 to determine who's going to go to play against eHome in the grand finals later on today. So just for this game, it is going to be pretty interesting, going to be pretty hype. Between these two teams, I'm not entirely sure who personally I think will do better. Because I think Gambit's been the better team consistently before this tournament. However, within this tournament, Keen Gaming has been improving game after game after game. So I don't know, anything can happen. They can actually also play really lopsided Dota on the side of Keen Gaming, where some games they look unbeatable, other times not so much. Let's just say not so much. But we're going to be getting into the game right now. So Keen playing on the Radiant side. Hey, Prince the Great, what's good, man? How you doing, fam? Right now, I really like Keen's opening. Getting the Centaur for old 11. Nice simple hero for him to play that he can't really make mistakes on and can go ham upon. Getting the Kaka Rubik. Yesterday, this Kaka Rubik destroyed NiP. NiP found themselves completely unable to deal with how ham Kaka was going, just completely off the map. So, wouldn't be surprised to see if that ends up happening again today. Gambit, erstwhile, they pick up the Coddle, they get the Key Tiny as well as their opening 2. Some solid heroes to lead off your draft with, in my opinion. Also, one of the things I like about this combination of the Coddle and the Tiny is it gives you some way. Not only can you initiate team fights from afar as the Tiny, you also have almost guaranteed follow-up damage thanks to the Keeper of the Light. So if you time yourself correctly, you can almost always get the Avalanche Toss combination to coincide with the Illuminate Blast coming in from the Coddle. Keen, second phase final ban of the Wisp. You don't see that every day. I don't think Gambit would have picked Wisp with Coddle as well. I definitely do think that the idea of a Wisp being involved in the game is still too scary to allow to just be there. I just don't think they would have gone for it. Gambit now, they ban OD. So what are they going to put mid? It's going to be like an OD mid. It's going to be like an Ember Spirit mid maybe. What is good old Afro Ninja about to play right now? He could be also playing the DK. Which hero did we see get demolished by OD? Arc Warden. Yeah. Keen Gaming's Arc Warden got destroyed. Or NiP's Arc Warden got destroyed by the OD coming in from Keen themselves. And Gambit go for the third pick Anti-Mage. Okay. They already have some lockdown to try and deal with this hero. And they also have access to spells such as Hoof Stomp and Double Edge, which is like a ton of magical burst, which immediately goes through the Anti-Mage in the early game especially. Also, Centaur has the nice trick of having his retaliate / return, so you can lane against Anti-Mage without feeling too bad about losing all your mana in the process.
Dire team pick. Phantom Assassin.
But of course they're going to be playing against PA. I mean, if PA is still in the pool, why not pick it up, right? There's no reason not to grab this hero while it's still hot, while it's still fresh. There's no combination. Let me think. There is a possibility, right, that Keen still go back and pick up this Magnus right now. That could be the conceit from them. Picking the Centaur super early, making Gambit think that, oh, this is certainly going to be the offlane Centaur for old 11. But then giving the switcheroo at the very end and rather getting the Magnus could still be a thing that we see coming out from Keen. I doubt it though. I mean, it's possible. Actually, I would like it if I'm honest. It would make their lineup a lot beefier, give them access to Stampede without having the Centaur have to do well, and give them this hero Magnus who can also play a 4 position just so they have that empower additional damage for the Phantom Assassin.
5 seconds remaining.
I do really like the follow-up of the Tidehunter though from the side of Gambit. Having this hero, one of the core things that allows you to do having the Tidehunter is that firstly you have this team fight, right? You're going to have this Ravage ability basically at all stages that you're going to be able to use after you hit 6. Only one hero on the side of Keen will actually be buying BKB in this game, thus far at the very least. And also because they've locked down the fact that this is going to be offlane Centaur, given that they've just picked this Undying, you pretty much have free reign as a Tidehunter to counter initiate in this game. Given that Tiny is also going to be able to initiate for you, you don't always have to be the prime person to start the fight for your team. So this can actually go well for Gambit. Simultaneously, Undying can be very good against Tide and Tiny, especially in lane. And they don't really have any good tools right now on the side of Gambit for dealing with Tombstone. So that could be kind of complicated when it does come up. Hey. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow, G. Thank you for the follow. Yo, I feel like it's really bad, dude. This matchup is, in my opinion, this matchup is one of the worst for anti-mage. PA doesn't really have a mana pool large enough that she actually is afraid of being mana broken or altered with the mana void. You can very rarely actually hit her thanks to blur until you get the MKB. She deals raw physical damage, so your spell shield doesn't actually help against her whatsoever. You also don't have that high armor as the anti-mage, so you always end up like dying in a couple of crits. And also later on, when she hits level 20, those crits, like, you can't dodge them as anti-mage. They just come too quickly for you to be able to destroy consistently. I feel like late game anti-mage can be really threatening against the Phantom Assassin. Once you have the MKB with the Abyssal Blade, you can one-shot PA basically every fight. But before that point, I think PA just like almost always outcarries anti-mage. But what are you thinking, bro? Like, how do you think about it if you think that the PA isn't that bad, or the AM isn't that bad versus PA? Oh no, of course, without Mag, PA is a much worse hero. This matchup is a lot more even without the Magnus. With Magnus, it's unplayable as anti-mage, but without the Magnus, it's a lot more hope for you. They can still pick the Magnus and put this Rubik mid. Personally, I wouldn't like it because anti-mage being around means that arcane supremacy is not really going to be that big a deal. And as Rubik, given that you're going to be accruing a large mana pool as mid Rubik, you might end up being the blow up target for the enemy team. That being said though, I don't know, I would like to see Magnus as this last pick for Keen Gaming. Ah. Okay. Last pick Lina for Keen Gaming. Look, I can agree that AM farms faster than PA without the Magnus. But simultaneously, I do feel that like as anti-mage, you always have to be at least an item plus ahead of PA for it to be an even matchup between PA and anti-mage. That's kind of how lopsided the matchup can be. This game though is going to be a pretty annoying lane for Keen Gaming. I have to play with the Tidehunter for the PA. The mid, Lina versus Kunkka. I haven't seen this matchup in a while. I actually like this matchup for the Kunkka. It's one of the few that Lina doesn't go on to completely dominate, but simultaneously it's also the same for the Kunkka, right? Because it's not a melee hero and Lina is often always able to outrange you in such a fashion that you can't really pressure her with the Tidebringer or with the Torrent. So this matchup can end up being very, very even in the mid lane between these two sides. I think it's going to come down to player skill in this situation. I do think Keen should try and find a way to play this Undying into the Tidehunter lane though. and allow anti-mage to play or put the PA into the AM lane. Whether or not they actually do so remains to be seen. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, we now are underway. Gambit Esports taking on Keen Gaming. This is going to be a best of 3. Both teams really want to get into the grand finals, right? For Gambit, they want revenge against eHome, who knocked them down to the loser bracket last night in the upper bracket final. And on the side of Keen Gaming, they definitely just want to be able to beat everybody, right? Because they got knocked down to the lower bracket very early on. So definitely want to be able to make their climb back to the top in as much a respectable fashion as possible. And here they go. PA down at bottom, being played by Old Chicken. The carry of the post-TI era, so it seems. But this game not going to have the steroid-inducing Magnus, so the hero is a lot weaker by itself. Still strong, but not broken by itself alone. So Old Chicken is still going to have to play as good as he possibly can towards the mid lane. 1E. He is playing the Lina. Towards the other side of the map, Doc is scouting out the Bounty Rune with Kaka on the Rubik and Undying respectively. Last but not least, Old 11 on a hero that he came close to being almost able to get into top 3 on TI with this Centaur. You know, was a couple of TIs ago, but nevertheless, you know, the hope was there. It almost came true, but just didn't cash out for the side of Keen Gaming. On the side of Gambit, Deshak playing on this anti-mage right now. He is going to be around this boundary rune, not going to be baited into picking level 1 blink. If he doesn't get the rune, it is what it is. Is he going to be able to click this? He does not. Old 11 is able to secure the rune instead. Towards the mid lane, we do see Afro Ninja playing on his Kunkka. Down towards bottom. Afterlife on the Tidebringer. Or the Tide Hunter, rather. Immersion will be rolling around on this Tiny. And last but not least, FNG. The freaking new guy playing on this Keeper of the Light right now. And he still hasn't planted down the secondary Observer Ward, which does mean that wherever he places it, there's a higher chance that they get the D Ward from Keen Gaming. But we'll see what FNG ends up doing. This lane matchup, let's see. It's a good idea to put Undying versus Tide. I think it's not as great to have PA versus Tide, but you know, you take what you can get in some situations. At top, Deshak should be able to farm quite freely versus Centaur. I mean, like I said, Centaur has Retaliate, so anti-mage can't zone him out of the lane. So, which does mean that Old 11 can, you know, try to use his beefiness and attack anti-mage as much as possible. But by and large, I think Deshak should be A-okay here. He did now end up going for the mana break, so he could get that last range creep, ensure it didn't get denied. So, doing the right thing in that situation. Deshak is getting a lot of CS underneath the tier 1 here. And Old 11 has to be a little bit careful about this. Deshak's taking a lot of like harass from the Retaliate. Old 11 losing mana, he doesn't have a clarity, only has this Mango. Then again, he only has one mana consuming spell for quite some time, so probably not that upset right now. Feels bad, man. Feels pretty bad. And Kaka saw that Immersion actually TP to the top side of the map after being shown at bottom. So he's going to be stuck here for a while. This is pretty bad. In the mid lane, we see that Kunkka is outpacing the Lina in CS so far. This is a not unexpected result for what's happening right now. Gets a little bit easier as she gets more spells up. But as long as Tidebringer is the primary damage spell in this lane, this is going to stay this way. Man, Immersion's going to be here for quite some time. We have 30 seconds until the courier starts flying again. Which also means that in the meantime, they can really put some harass out onto the anti-mage in the top lane. Yo, Gambit off to a really not ideal start because of this. And again, gotta say, maybe Kaka Rubik is where it really is at. Finally, Immersion does manage to get the TP out. They got the courier to him, walked all the way, made the long trek, the long journey. But it did it, it succeeded. Dark and Old Chicken Doing quite well here at bottom. Been able to completely zone out Afterlife here, thanks to this Undying with these decay stacks. In fact, Tide has basically no CS to his name, even though he's playing into a PA lane. PA is not at all threatened by the Side Hunter. I don't like the fact that FNG has been blasting this wave so much and keeping it this close towards the tier 1 tower of the Keen Gaming lineup. This gives a lot of undue farm that Old Chicken might not have been able to get otherwise. Removes away the potential for Tide Hunter to even harass this lane. I mean, look where the Tide is. He's by the secret shop, even though the creeps are by the tier 1 tower. And FNG will now get zoned back somewhat by the Phantom Strike coming in from the PA. And Old Chicken is gonna be so big this game. But it does seem like it's going to be one of those games that's not going to be extremely action-packed. Dark might deny himself soon. He's running out of mana. And he sees that the Tide is at full HP. I think he's going to, after this last decay that he uses, he's going to go deny himself at the tier 2 tower. In the mid lane, we do see that they're trying to kill Lina though. The first blood might be incoming. FNG picked up a double damage rune. Is able to secure the first blood for his Kunkka.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So Kunkka dead to rights in that situation. Getting the kill onto this Lina, very good. Not only does he, I mean, they were already even on CS, but be able to get this kill, you get the gold advantage, get some experience boost to level yourself off with the Lina. So things are looking good. FNG will bounce back towards the bottom side of the map. Interestingly, we don't see, did Dark deny himself? Or did he just TP home? He actually TP'd home. I haven't seen an Undying actually TP home when he runs out of mana in so long. Normally you just go deny whatever, you go home. Personally, I think the deny route is faster. But you know, it is what it is. FNG is back towards the mid lane. He will be scouted, planting a ward, which he will immediately say, yo guys, one of my supports need to come take care of this. 300 gold, come grab it. It's gonna be good times. Top, can they get this kill? No, they can't. Even if Tiny wasn't there, I don't think they would have been able to get that kill. But it was still a warning towards the anti-mage that, remember where you are, comrade. This is not necessarily your lane. Things are dangerous out here. You gotta be careful, bro. Make sure you're not walking around with any money on yourself, because if you are, it's gonna get taken. Bottom lane, we do see some action. They might try to run down Afterlife, but the big watermelon is still okay. He's still cool. Has been able to get some CS, but is still currently being doubled up by the PA at the moment. I mean, Old Chicken is level 4 at 6 minutes with full power traits, a Wraith Band, and it looks like he's starting to build into the Yasha already. Unless it's just a random value Band of Elven Skin. He's not going to pick it up actually. He was just queuing the power traits. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what he ends up doing. He's actually pretty farmed. Lina as well is fairly farmed, has double null tally. She is queued up boots that she's going to purchase right now. And the Kunkka has full boots with a bracer, a bottle as well. So lots of farm actually going around for these core heroes in this game. I do think Afro Ninja is going to play an outsized role this game in trying to combat and deal with both the Phantom Assassin as well as the Lina. The thing about the Kunkka is having the Coco Rum debuff from the Ghost Ship means that you can extend teamfights much longer than they otherwise would versus heroes that have massive burst, such as Lina and the Phantom Assassin. So I suspect that we're going to see that coming into fruition today in this game. Lina just going to farm the jungle a little bit. So there's going to be a smoke coming in from Gambit. They want to try and find a kill onto either Old Chicken or onto this Lina. They're drawing the line to go in, through, and behind where the shrine was. It's already been activated. So now they plant this ward, they know, well, shrine's down, so she can't be too far away from here. They're going to see the courier. Do they go? No, leave the courier, leave the courier. The value kill is the Lina. Now they definitely know that she is. Ah, the observer ward as well spots out. Illuminate doesn't connect, but the avalanche with the torrent will. And look at that though. She at least manages to get the D ward before dying. you know, get a little bit of bonus money on the way out, take away some of their vision. But it's not going to spare her life. Afro Ninja is still going to be the one that secures that kill.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
After that, Alina probably doesn't want to come back to mid for a bit. Immersion will head top with FNG just to make sure they can secure the farm for the anti-mage as well. The Shark hasn't been having nearly as good a game as any of his compatriots. Oh wait, hold on, mid lane. Afro Ninja might find himself getting caught out here. But nice placement of the torrent dissuades Kaka from trying to TP in. And they will end up just letting this one go. FNG and Immersion have still rotated back towards this lane though. They're now gonna TP in on the Undying. Potentially try and take this fight as well. But I think they just want to have protection for the Lina. Make sure that Afro Ninja doesn't feel safe walking onto the high ground to try and find a random kill. He's gonna throw a bolt onto Kaka though. Tombstone does get dropped by Dark. They don't have any stuns onto anybody else. Immersion was trying to close the gap and maybe throw his tree. But ends up... They see the Tombstone, they're like, do we really want to fight against this? Probably not. Let's let it go. Afro Ninja right now just making headway towards getting his omelets. Not really too concerned about anything else happening in the world. Him being involved in these 2 kills is a lot of extra gold for him. And as such, we can see why he's at the top of the net worth charts. They do manage to get the tier 1 tower in the top lane. Old 11 picking that up thanks to the additional damage from the Retaliate. So Keen Gaming are able to claim the first structural objective this game. Even though they still don't have a single kill to their name. Getting the first tower is probably worth more than that. Gambit now setting up around the tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Looking like they want to take this as well as take a potential fight. Dark does get X with the ghost ship flying onto him. Immersion is going to be there. The Avalanche with the toss. They will be able to find the kill onto one, but Old 11 is going to find the counter kill onto him. But no, Immersion's not taking that much damage. Ravage though will come out. Stampede was used. The Ravage only connects onto 2 though. Old 11 as well as Yi. Beautiful 2-man LSA, but he's still going to get X back into position. He's still alive for the time being. Hasn't been brought down as of yet. Afro Ninja with the Tidebringer Cleave doesn't have the additional damage required to kill the Lina, but will be able to at least bring down Old 11, cleaving through the creeps. And now they've also lost Kaka. They drag back Dark. This is going to be a dieback on the Undying. Undying is going to die yet again. He just died, respawned, came back, died again. Feels bad, man. Gambit do end up losing Immersion, but is it really that big a deal? Kaka, Torrent will catch him just to slow him down from getting the chase forward. Doesn't have telekinesis for another second just yet. So Gambit will be able to get away with that one. Massive teamfight win for them. Only losing Immersion, getting a ton of damage out onto everybody. They kill Dark twice, they kill Kaka, as well as bringing down Old 11. They don't manage to find the big prize, which is this Lina. But in the process, they also managed to get the tier 1 tower taken down on the bottom lane. So Gambit Esports, probably quite happy with this set of affairs. And unfortunately for Yadezo, does look like this Lina is going to be building into the Yule Scepter for this game. They should just deny the tower. There we go. Very important deny to pick up. I like that Old 11 this game seems like he wants to buy the early Crimson Guard. I think that could be super useful. He's gonna get gone on right now. X Torrent. And you throw the Avalanche and they're gonna toss him back to FNG. Yes, they will. He's right in front of the tier 1 tower. He's gonna take some damage. The Hoof Stomp will connect onto the Kunker. But he's still X back once more. Both connect onto him. They're finding underneath the Tombstone. LSA will be there. But there's gonna be the Will-O-Wisp with the Ignis. The Stampede will still keep him alive, and the tree throw will not be enough to kill him just yet. But the toss will from Immersion. And they will eventually do find Old 11. Afro Ninja not done just yet. X marks a spot onto Dark. Torrent will be there. Immersion will be Avalanche toss combination. They're getting the full complement of spells, but not enough damage as of yet. FNG didn't sadly throw out the Illuminate. And Immersion, because he copped the Laguna Blade, kind of afraid to keep the chase going, so they end up backing away in that situation. I haven't even like been keeping track with this anti-mage. He almost has the full perseverance. Well, actually he has it right now, so only 2,000 gold away, more or less, from having that demon edge, and that's the full battle fury. So should have it around 15 and a half, 16, 17 tops if he dies a single time. Gambit also are trying to find a kill right now. They're smoked up with multiple heroes. Doc will be able to avoid the torrent and walks away from the team, but now they found Kaka. The lift back will be there, but he's going to get dragged back into position by the X marks the spot, and Afo Ninja finding a kill onto the Kaka Rubik. They don't have any way to go into Roche just yet, but they've been able to secure some pretty decent advantage across the map. The tier 1 tower mid still has full HP, so does their tower at bottom. And right now, with the exception of Old Chicken, everything seems to be going way better for Gambit than it is for anyone on the side of Keen. I do suppose that Old 11's farm isn't looking too terrible. But man, Yi is struggling. One, the boy on this Lina. Not a hero we see as often as we used to. I mean, she can farm through these camps pretty quickly, but also a hero that can fall off if she isn't kept going at a sort of frenetic pace. Desperately needs to finish off some item or the other, something that allows her to be able to get kills. This Yule Scepter isn't terrible, but also this is Lina playing against an anti-mage. Even before they changed the spell shield into counterspell, this was already a difficult matchup. In this game, counterspell can be very good against Lina. The dire scan does trigger onto Old 11. I'm not sure if they know who's here. They don't have any vision elsewhere inside the jungle, so they're gonna have to try and make an educated guess based on who else is showing on the map. But the only person showing thus far is Kaka in the top lane. Old Chicken showing up using his blur. They have FNG here as well with the level 3 Illuminate. He should put a value point into the Blinding Light. It'll help a lot versus this Phantom Assassin. Especially since she went for the Battle Fury instead of starting off by building the BKB. I understand why she went for the BF, you know, so she can keep farming pace with anti-mage. But I kind of feel like, you don't try to beat anti-mage by being anti-mage. You try to beat anti-mage by being a better PA. So buy more single target focus items. Try to kill anti-mage so quickly that it doesn't matter if he can farm faster than you. Especially in the game that they're playing right now, they're kind of going to need Old Chicken to be available to fight sooner rather than later. So I'm not really convinced by this particular item pickup. They're all going to find Old 11 at bottom, the Centaur. He is going to die. Further and further away from getting his Blink Dagger he goes. Doesn't even seem like Afterlife is that concerned about getting Blink. He first starts off by getting the OP Vladimir's offering. This item is legit OP. Item is incredible, incredible, incredible. Honestly, it's just way too cheap. If this item was more expensive, it would be more balanced, but for what it provides for you, it's so cheap. Lina does finally have an item to her name. Yule Scepter is going to be available. Needs to still find an opportunity to be able to deploy said item and use her spells in order to get kills. Thus far, such opportunities have been short. Haven't really been forthcoming. I'm going to try to slow the game down on the side of Keen. Gambit are massively ahead right now. They've taken basically all the tier 1 towers. Only one remains, but it's one of the least useful tier 1 towers in the game. So it's like whatever. They have a massive kill advantage. All their core heroes are rounding the clock on picking up. But at the very least, okay, they just got big items on Anti-Mage. He just picked up his Battle Fury. Wait, are they really gonna try and take this? Afterlife is not gonna die here. This is not a fight that you want to take, guys. They drop down the Tombstone, but there's also going to be a Ravage which connects onto 3 heroes. Anchor Smash does get stolen by Kaka, but the Will-O-Wisp with the Ignis will also come down. It's keeping the Undying in a nice position. They do destroy the Tombstone, but not before they lose the Tidehunter first. Old 11 will now die. Old Chicken going to be in some trouble. Going to get brought down at the very end of this by the Shark. And Kaka trying to juke and drive in the trees. Oh, they use the Torrent just so they can get vision of Kaka, and they're going to bring him back. They're going to find the kill. Afro Ninja finds him on the Kunkka. So they are the ones that were chasing Afterlife, but they lose 3 heroes in that process. I don't know what they were thinking there. Chasing a Tidehunter with Ravage when you don't know where the rest of his team is just suicidal. And they end up paying the price for this. The only hero that didn't die there was Doc. I mean, Doc and the Lina ended up surviving, right? But Doc lost his Tombstone, so once you use a tomb and you lose it that quickly, it's like whatever. They trade the Tombstone life for the Tidehunter's life. Immediately afterwards, the rest of the fight goes south anyway. And we saw in that fight, PA jumped in trying to do damage, but without having Desolator, Battle Fury doesn't actually give you that much damage onto heroes. Helps you farm a lot faster, but killing heroes, a very different proposition with this item. If he had a Desolator, they might have killed more than one hero, but they don't have the tools for the trade. Yule Scepter onto Lina. She just wants to be able to pick up the Bounty Rune. 2-man LSA will connect, and Kaka steals the grab tree. Lol. Please use it, bro. Lol. Lol. Ach. Check Kaka out with this new walking stick. Ach. Kaka with the swag, boys. Kaka with the swag. It sounds like they're going to smoke up from the side of Gambit. Afterlife, Immersion, as well as FNG want to make their way across the map. They do not have any access to the Ravage. However, they do have a recently picked up Blink Dagger for Immersion that they want to reveal. And they're going to do so atop the Lina's life. Succeed at killing her. They commit the Ignis, the Will-O-Wisp there. This should allow them some space to be able to bring down this Tombstone. It's actually a kind of a sick play. You drop the Will-O-Wisp directly over where the Tombstone is. Make sure that, oh wait, Old Chicken might be in some trouble, but now he's going to be able to get himself away. Dog probably won't be so lucky. They actually commit the full Ravage for this. Torrent is going to come out and land as well onto Old Chicken. Old Chicken's going to die. And Ravage just came back off cooldown for Afterlife a mere seconds ago. So Gambit are actually dismantling Keen Gaming right now. We're 21 minutes in. They have managed to make them seem like they're doing absolutely nothing on this map. And that was their PA that died. The most farmed hero on the map for them. And she went from trying to save the life of the Lina to just being brought down, chased beyond, almost to her own base. At the border of her own base where she ended up losing her life. All the while, the Shark wasn't even there. He's trying to finish off his Manta style right now. He's going to have it in like 5 seconds. So Keen Gaming recognize that they need to try and make something happen across the map. They are going to be able to get the courier kill at the very least. Oh no, they don't. It's the shield there in time. All 11 will still find it though. And this Pipe of Insight on the Tidehunter most likely will not save his life. He's going to waste a little bit of their time. But there's no way he survives this. Dead for sure. An important kill for Keen Gaming to be able to find on the map, in particular because Old Chicken is the one that picked it up. How much gold did he get out of that? Almost 300 gold for it. It's not the highest in the world, but because of how badly he needs to get this BKB on the Phantom Assassin, she's gonna be happy. She's still satisfied. Anything that gets to BKB land faster is a good thing. And she only needs to buy the Ogre Axe anyway, so not that far away. Almost halfway, in fact, towards having the full BKB. At top, we do see Lina. Oh my god. Try to TP out, but the Ignis is going to be there with the Will-O-Wisp. Blinding Light pushes you back into it. Where are you going? FNG making sure that this Lina stays at the bottom of the farm charts for the core heroes. She just can't do anything. She's trying to build a BKB of her own. She is level 15 at the very least, so did get that additional health even. Even that doesn't seem to help. And now, they don't have any negative armor though. So how are they going to take this quickly? Are they just relying on raw damage? Looks like that's what they're going to do. There's going to be a lift. FNG, Blinding Light, beautifully done. Ravage will come out from Afterlife, catching on to basically everybody. They also get a huge amount of weight in the middle of the fight. The Shark able to get almost an immediate double kill. Dark gonna try and TP out, but Torrent will immediately cancel that. And now Roche lies open. Honestly, this game is over. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. At this point, the fact that Anti-Mage has Manta, Vanguard, Battle Fury in a game where PA only has Battle Fury, BKB. You know, I was saying that Anti-Mage needs to always be about an item ahead of the Phantom Assassin. He certainly is that. Moreover, they have better team fights. Afro Ninja already has BKB. Afterlife already has the full pipe, with Vladimir's offering as well. Hell, even this, right now, this FNG Keeper of the Light, being level 13 and having access to level 2 Will-O-Wisp, actually game winning stuff. Okay, they're just gonna retreat here. Old Chicken might have died there. They might find Afterlife, but guys, every time you taste this Tide Hunter, it never really goes well for you guys. They're gonna try and use the Stampede as well. He's inside the Pipe of Insight. Afro Ninja manages to pick up the Bounty Rune. They drew drop to Torrent. No boat's been thrown just yet. Immersion is still alive. Will-O-Wisp will come out. They are able to keep this fight going a little bit longer. Tombstone gets destroyed on the high ground. Immersion being abandoned on the low ground. But he's expended and soaked up a lot of this BKB coming in from Old Chicken. Old Chicken's BKB is going to finish right now. Afro Ninja is going to run after the Phantom Assassin, activate the BKB of his own. They're going to find him. They're going to pick him up. And Afro Ninja is going to get the kill onto Old Chicken. They're not done just yet. Kaka also going to get chased. Lina gets brought down by the Shark with the Man of Void. Afro Ninja, can he find the X? Can he find the X? Yes, he got him. Kaka, sorry mate. Try to escape this situation. It's not going to be there for you, my friend. He is going to get himself X back into position. Going to waste a little bit of their time, but Afro Ninja still finds a wicked 6 streak. Picks up the kill. 15,000 gold is now the lead for Gambit Esports. They still have this Aegis on the Shark. They are attacking onto the tier 2 tower in the mid lane. And Keen Gaming looking increasingly like they have fewer rolls of the dice left to try and take this game back from Gambit Esports. And their draft is just not equipped to play under these sort of circumstances, especially not when Old Chicken buys Battle Fury. Lina is still mega struggling. Old 11 did buy this Crimson Guard, does have Blink Dagger, but doesn't seem to be really contributing that much with his team. Haven't even seen like that many great hoof stomps. We haven't seen King Gaming playing as aggressively as they can and should with their draft. Been very reactive from the side of King Gaming. And their draft isn't really built for that. And as a result, they're falling further and further behind. 20k experience lead in favor of Gambit Esports. Kunkka just hit 20, got the strength talent. Anti-Mage got himself that additional blink cooldown. Didn't get the blink range at 15, did get the IG rather. But I don't think it matters that much in this kind of game. What all he really wanted from the agility was to get additional armor as well. Make himself harder to kill from the PA standards. And that also gets worse now because Kunkka just picked up a Assault Cuirass. It's a very difficult game right now for King Gaming. They have like one more fight left in them. They also don't have any buybacks left on any important heroes. And I'm actually not even counting Lina as an important hero. I think at this stage, She doesn't even do that much. X marks the spot, will now catch Old 11. Old 11 will find all his mana taken away. He can't even use his wand because of the Will-O-Wisp. And there's also going to be a Rabbit on the backside of the fight, catching onto 2 heroes. Kaka's dead. Old Chicken pops a BKB to be able to survive. He's going to be able to blink himself back to safety. But he recognizes that this game is over. GG, well played. Keen Gaming get utterly dismantled in game number 1 versus Gambit Esports. With the exception of the lane with the Phantom Assassin in it, like the PA lane went amazingly, and the Centaur lane was like okay, you know, 50-50, but didn't feel like anything else was really popping off for them. And then the PA going from, he went this very early, you know, double Wraithband, Power Treads build, solid, no problem. Buying Battle Fury immediately after that, not so solid. Not so solid at all. So they end up losing the game. They only muster 4 kills across their entire lineup. And they had Lina, Undying, and Phantom Assassin, and you only get 4 kills. PA and Dark were in fact involved in every kill this game. Oh, feels pretty bad. Feels pretty bad. Gambit Esports looking poised to take the series 2-0 away from the side of Keen Gaming and guarantee themselves a slot in the grand finals against eHome later today. Try to get some revenge for yesterday. But for now, Keen Gaming, back to the drawing board. Try to figure things out. You still got a little bit of time. You still have 1 game left at the very least. There is still an opportunity for you to come back into this one. So let's see if they can make that happen very soon, shortly after they reload into the lobby. So ladies and gentlemen, that was game 1. Game 2 will be coming up very shortly here with Gambit Esports taking on Keen Gaming. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked. We'll be right back as soon as the game gets underway.
on ban.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to game number 2 here in the Bucharest Minor lower bracket finals. Have ourselves Keen Gaming taking on Gambit Esports, and Gambit already looking so strong, dismantling Keen Gaming in game number 1, already set to take them out in game number 2. I honestly think they might have already won the game. They have IO, they have Anti-Mage. Their Anti-Mage looked really good, and IO. Alright, IO is somewhat countered by the fact that Keen Gaming went for this Winter Wyvern. But there's also a reason why WW isn't picked as much as she used to be. You know, kind of feels like right now Keen Gaming are sort of playing an out of place in the meta. I mean, I suppose, look, anything can work in Dota, right? Literally anything can work. But there's also a reason why some things seem to work more often than others. But we'll see, maybe Keen Gaming still do have something to pull, you know, just pull the wool over our eyes with. They do already have this Faceless Void for Old Chicken. Probably his best hero. So this might still result in some really positive results for them, for Keen.
Pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Ah, Tiny. So another Tiny.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
It's kind of weird how Gambit's basically at this point playing the same draft, right? Because this Undying can sort of take the... Actually, no, wait. They had the Tiny last time. Ah, never mind. They sort of swapped heroes. So they have the Undying. They give away the Tiny instead. I suspect that what's going to end up happening next is Gambits will pick Magnus, because then they'll also have Mag AM as well as having IO. IO Mag is also a pretty strong lane. IO and like Mag Undying is a pretty strong lane. Both heroes perform massively. That hero does really well against Faceless Void. Void can't really lane against you if you're playing Magnus. You just put Empower on yourself. Just sit in the lane. Empower and Shockwaves, all you need can beat the Void anytime. They always tend to pick Jakiro whenever they get the Faceless Void, so they can get the combination of spells. The Ice Path, Macro Pyre, and the like. Which game was it? Were you guys watching that one game I was casting where Keen Gaming had Faceless Void? Who was it that stole the Chrono and used Chrono on like 5 of his own heroes? That shit was fucking funny. Gambit really are gonna play the same kind of style. They're gonna. There's two of the same cores that they had previously. They have Undying now, so that's also gonna be very good against the Tiny. The Tombstone's gonna be quite useful for their team fights. Instead of having Coddle, they have Io. What are they gonna round things off with? We still need to see that last offlane hero that's gonna replace what they had going with the Tide Hunter. Tide did get banned by Keen Gaming though.
5 seconds remaining.
THD is okay. I don't like THD with Winter Waven though. Neither of these heroes starts fights. They're all heroes that come in after the setup. They have okayish D push with the Winter Waven. And Jakiro can be useful against super creeps and like large creep waves with macro pyre, but by and large, not the best heroes for staving off a game with. They kind of do similar things, which is what I don't like about them.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Underlord last ban for Keen. Gambit still they realize that Keen probably still want to pick a hero for their mid lane right now. So need to ban accordingly and allow Kunkka to deal with that. Maybe they take out the Huskar, you know. They're like, maybe Keen was going to try to cheese us out at the end. They might actually pick Razor, I suspect, for Yi in the mid lane. So Gambit could try and ban that and see how it goes. Oh, they ban Huskar instead. Alright. Huskar or Razor, one of the two. And they picked the Centaur. So they're going to steal 2 heroes from Keen's lineup in the first game, the Undying and the Centaur. Reprise 2 heroes from that same game with the Anti-Mage and the Kunkka, and only get 1 new hero in the form of the Io. Keen last pick Timbersaw. With the exception of the Undying and maybe the Kunkka, this is actually a decent Timbersaw game. They don't have that much lockdown to deal with this guy. This is actually going to be a challenging game for Gambit because they have 4 melee heroes. 3 of those melee heroes are strength heroes. 1 of the other heroes is anti-mage. This is actually a good game for a Timbersaw. Timbersaw really can go ham here. A lot is riding on Undying. He's going to have to go really put the screws into Timber. That being said, Kunkka is also one of those weird-ish heroes where, depending on how good the early game goes for the Kunkka, you can actually end up in a situation where you deal enough damage with the Tidebringer Cleave that Timbersaw actually ends up dying, even in the midst of the team fights. Because you don't get the reactive armor ticks through the Cleave, unfortunately. So if Afro Ninja plays this lane carefully enough, he can still apply pressure towards the Timbersaw at all stages. I do like as well that Timbersaw is additional damage that they can put into the bubble. You throw out the Chakram, lands onto several heroes inside the Chronosphere. It can still make a huge difference in that regard. A little bit out of the box, but okay, this could work out. Alright, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. Keen Gaming, their last gamble. If this doesn't pay off, then they are going to be dumped out of the tournament. Top 3, not terrible, you know. Definitely a respectable placing to have at any tournament, let alone a minor. However, you're not here for top 3, you're here for top 1. Trying to get that money, trying to get them DPC points, trying to get yourself to the Sean Keen Major. So, pretty important matchup. Old Chicken. This is... It's all on you, fam. A lot on you on this Faceless Void. You have to come in huge in the clutch. Let's see what you can make happen here on your Faceless Void. Signature hero for the side of Keen Gaming. In the mid lane, we do see 1. He is going to be playing on the Timbersaw. Down towards bottom, Dark. On the Jakiro. Old 11 rolling around on the Tiny. And last but not least, Kaka Winter Waven. Yo, I didn't even talk up enough how good old 11 Tiny can be. This shit right here. Old 11 Tiny can really make the difference for everybody. The hero, I've seen him dominate games on many a time, so this might be one of those situations. Gambit Esports will have to be careful about some of these comfort picks coming out of the side of Keen Gaming, but they have comfort of their own. Afro Ninja once again reprising his role as the Kunkka. Actually going to put the Shark middle as the anti-mage to compete against the Timbersaw. FNG rolling around on the Undying. He and the anti-mage are going to be dual laning in the mid lane versus the Timbersaw, so it seems. At top, you see Immersion playing on the IO, and last but not least, Afterlife going out onto the Centaur Warrunner in the top lane. Going to be trying to do his utmost to get as strong as he can. And Jakiro, okay, I can kind of agree. I do think Jakiro is underpicked, not picked as often as it should be. Has massive utility, a lot of good things about this hero. So needs to actually have a greater presence in the game. This top lane is not going to be fun for the Faceless Void, because you can't really harass against Centaur because of Retaliate. And you've got this Wisp tethering you up, so you're pretty much going to be immortal as Centaur. You also have higher base damage than the Faceless Void, so it's easier for you to deny creeps in front of the Faceless Void's face. Mid lane, haven't seen this in a while. A good old-fashioned 2v2 matchup in the mid lane. This is one of the reasons Sumaya wanted to switch into the off lane, so we wouldn't have to deal with this nonsense anymore. But the way they've set up this lane configuration does mean that the Timbersaw is not really going to get that much out of this lane. It's actually going to die. If he gets decayed one more time, he would have died. Because the Shark might have blinked. Okay, but the Shark doesn't have blink. If he was level 2 on Anti-Mage, but then if he was level 2, 1 doesn't make a move that risky. So, I don't know. Dota's a weird game. But this is not a great lane for the Timbersaw. And he's just gonna die. FNG literally just ran at him, decayed him, and hit him once, and he was finished. You use a Soul Rip as well, and he was gone from the earth. Did 750 damage there on FNG. Kind of absurd. Yeah, Undying is one of the best heroes versus Timbersaw in the entire game of Dota. Like the whole game. You don't get much heroes better than Undying versus Timber. I do like the fact that they did decide to put this anti-mage at middle. Firstly, his counterspell will give him spell shield prowess, so he doesn't have to take as much magic damage from the Timbersaw. Even though, oh, it's actually all pure damage, never mind. You won't take magic damage from Winter Waven. But ultimately, the more important thing is that the mana break does make sure that you won't take the damage anyway from the Timbersaw, because Timber will just have no mana to be able to cast his spells. Doesn't have any mana regen items of his own either. But Undying, yo, out here, making these moves happen for his team. And Afro Ninja at bottom. This matchup does actually benefit the Tiny. Afro Ninja might actually die here. Yeah, they slow him down with the Splinter Blast, but Kaka doesn't actually have access to the Arctic Burn just yet. Torrent will fly out, but the mini stance from the Avalanche will keep Afro Ninja in position, but there's the Arctic Burn. They've got him. Afro Ninja, no escape, my friend. They've got the vision on you. They've got these slows. Old 11 doesn't have mana for a spell, but does have a pretty big rocky fist to punch you in the face and get the kill. Yes. So Keen Gaming have 2 kills to their name thus far. One in terms of revenge in the mid lane. Down at bottom, they just unequivocally kill Afro Ninja. I'm sure Old 11 is like, this is revenge for what you did to my boy. You won in the mid lane. He was Troms. Speaking of one, I feel like he just had to TP back to base. He does come back with some more regen items, but this is gold that he'd rather not be expending just purely on regen. Timbersaw needs to watch himself, eh? Like, he might be feeling fresh with his level 2 reactive armor, but there's also a level 2 decay, so gotta be a little bit careful about how you orient yourself in this matchup. But FNG is leaving. Kaka just gonna go deny the bounce rune in his face. Oh, Kaka's just gonna pick it up actually. Kaka's faster than Undying. He has the boots on the Winter Waven, and he used the Arctic Burn to make sure that he wouldn't get body blocked by FNG. So nicely done by the Dragon one. On the top side of the map, Immersion as well as Afterlife do manage to find the kill onto Jakiro. this top lane can get kind of scary. And we see Old Chicken is not really able to keep up with Afterlife's farm at all. But this is just the part and parcel of dealing with Wisp lanes, is that you're probably going to get out-farmed in said lane. It is what it is, and you need to rely on your team to help you catch up. Gambit are going to get all 4 bounties. This is really bad. 5 minutes, all 4 bounties. Okay, we'll see what happens at 10. But right now, I'm not happy with this at all. Old 11 is not going to find a bounty, not going to be able to, not even going to decide to try to bring a bottle or anything. Just going to try and finish his boots. They're trying at top to kill Dark yet again. He's being slowed up by the spirits. The Hoofstomp will not connect on Afterlife. A little bit too slow on that one. They get the turnaround instead with the time dilation coming in from Old Chicken, but Afterlife is going in with the body block. Time walk going through for Old Chicken, but now going to be forced to abandon his quest. Took too much damage in between all of that. And he's going to be able to pop himself, but look how far away he has to be from his own tier 1 tower just to stay safe. Just being completely zoned out of any farming potential here. Dark might end up dying. Dual Breath comes out onto him. They're throwing out the Whispered Balls. The Whispered Balls aren't even required for them to find the kill onto Dark, and he ends up going down in that instance. So top lane going very, very well for Gambit Esports. In the mid lane, we do see that the Timbersaw not really having the time of his life, being massively outfarmed by the anti-mage. And at bottom, it's a wash. But actually, no, it's not. It's a wash against the Kunkka, because Tiny is really winning this matchup. But because he's going to be forced to back off and heal, this is going to give Afro Ninja an opportunity to hit level 6. So he'll have the boat. Can then immediately rotate elsewhere on the map and try use said boat in order to win a fight. For me, my ultimate pressing concern is that it doesn't feel like it's going to be anytime soon that Keen Gaming will be able to exert their own dominance on the map. They desperately need Old 11 to buy this Blink Dagger. He's going to be their one big hope. They're going to try and kill Afro Ninja at bottom. Torrent will be there to halt off the approach from the Tiny. The Coco Rum boat will give him a little bit more protection. Does he have a wand? Does not, so I already used the magic stick, ends up dying. Top lane though, Old Chicken will find himself getting hoof stomped up. Is there a double edge to kill him? He gets a time walk away to stay alive with the time dilation, and now Chronosphere drop down onto 2. The Wisp is going to be the first target. Immersion getting caught on the corner of this with the dual breath as well. Still alive on the Wisp, but he's going to burn and tick away eventually. Dark, however, literally got retaliated upon by Afterlife, who ends up taking the kill away from him. And Old Chicken will not be able to stick around here and contest against Afterlife. Afterlife, in fact, is going to try and ensure that he gets this tier 1 tower. Old Chicken still has to deal and contend with Hoof Stomp, so doesn't really want to come very close to try and force a deny. He already used the Chronosphere. And at mid, Immersion TPs to try and back up the Shark. They might try and think about making a play onto this Tidehunter. Onto his Timbersaw, rather, sorry. And the Shark now getting tethered up. They're chasing this Timber. Man of Weight is not available. No level 6 yet. And right now, Timber doesn't have that larger mana pool anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Kaka forced once again to take the Arcane Rune. But King Gaming not too happy with what's happening across the map, but also it's not disastrous, you know. It can still be okay. Well, Anti-Mage is really far ahead of Timber. And Timber, the bad part about what's happening to Keen is just how far behind one is in the mid lane. He's had a really rough series, actually, overall. His Lina game wasn't too hot, and this one doesn't look like it's going to be that hot either. He's taking a lot of damage from this Decay, and now here comes Afterlife. They have Stampede if they really want to use it, but I think they want to save that for a better opportunity. They see everybody coming in from the side of King Gaming. Chakram going forward. Avalanche will go through from Old 11. The toss up into the air. The Stampede does eventually get used, but it's followed up by the Ice Path. Only catching on to Afterlife. The Hoof Stomp was there onto 2, but not enough to follow up for a kill. And because they lost the Undying so soon, and he doesn't have Tombstone either, can't really contribute to that fight. Still, very happy that happened. because now Keen Gaming will feel a little bit more confident. They're like, well guys, listen, like things haven't been going great, but we can still move around the map, we can still show up to places, we can still get involved. And we saw there the effect what that old 11 can have on a fight. Helping to set up for Jakiro, making things easier for the Timber Sword to back away. At the same time though, they haven't really been addressing anti-mage either. Nor have they been addressing Afterlife. Jesus Christ, look how farmed this guy is right now. He's going to be the Vlad's builder for his team in this game. Not too far away either.
Radiant are scanning.
They absolutely cannot allow this tower to actually get taken down. They're gonna chrono for this immediately. Go in, they bring down Immersion. Afterlife might be the next to fall. He doesn't have Stampede for another 3 seconds. The avalanches will be there. Will he get tossed up? I think he should just let himself die. Dark will pick up the double kill. And it does cost them 4 heroes rotating to the top lane to make this happen. So they get 2 heroes out of it, the most net worth hero on the game. A lot of gold going the way of this Jakiro, but more importantly, a lot of experience. However, down towards bottom, this will create an opportunity for Afro Ninja to somewhat push onto this lane itself. We do see that this game though, Anti-Mage isn't really having that great of a game. Dashak not really being able to accelerate as he did in game 1 thus far. But it's still early days for Anti-Mage, and it was a mid Anti-Mage taking on Timbersaw. So there's a limited amount of farm that might be available to you under these circumstances, especially since you're not playing a hero that necessarily excels at going to farm the jungle early in the absence of having items. Old Chicken shows up at bottom after they've already killed Kaka. They're thinking about trying to take this fight. Dark does have Ice Path, but no real easy way to latch it onto somebody. And just a quick pause. Oh wow, really quick pause. They should be able to secure this tier 1 tower bottom still. They don't have any stuns to stop the Centaur, and the retaliate / return will make it happen. So they've gotten 2 tier 1 towers thus far for the side of Gambit Esports. So even though things aren't really looking that hot for the Anti-Mage or the Kunkka, having had rough lanes, rough early games, still does seem to be the case that this game, at least in terms of the objectives, Gambit are ahead.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But now that they've been able to get these towers, right, it does open up an opportunity for Keen Gaming to be left a little bit more alone. So they can try and make moves in secret. In 21 seconds, I expect them to try and use a smoke to try and get a kill somewhere. Especially since Dark and Jakiro, he has only been involved in fights where he's shown up at like weird opportunities. And they're gonna smoke right now. They're gonna head towards the mid lane. They see both Afro Ninja as well as Mr. Afterlife on the Centaur. But I think they should just go, just try and kill this Anti-Mage. But AM not really showing himself on the map right now. He's at top. Going to be pushing onto the tier 2 tower. Tiny is going to show himself, but Tiny doesn't have a Blink Dagger just yet. Tiny does have Shadow Blade though. So will this initiation work? Let's see. He's going to toss him towards Old Chicken. Chrono him, no! Yeah, they've got him. They've got him. They've got him. They're going to force him to use Chrono for this. The Winter's Curse will come out. Will they force the Chrono? No, they just toss him into there. So they do force an ultimate for an ultimate. They use Stampede, it doesn't go that well. Mid lane though, they're going to try and get this kill onto the Timbersaw, and they're going to succeed at doing so. Chrono is going to fly out, looking for 2 heroes, it will succeed at getting them. They're going to find Immersion first and foremost. The Wisp is going to die. No, he's not going to die, he's going to tether out towards Afterlife. He's going to stay alive, and Old Chicken, he's going to get X back, so he won't be able to keep this chase going onto Immersion. And the Wisp will end up living. He's going to pick up an Arcane Rune for a good measure. They know that there's no Winter's Curse to come out from Kaka just yet. He used it in the top lane. And all of that's happening, FNG also ends up losing his life around the Roshan pit. We see the Shadow Blade from Old 11 paying dividends once again. And Old 11 Tiny 4-0-2 right now. Looks like he wants to buy the Echo Saber rather than going for the Blink Dagger first. Have some additional farm potential for his team. They've taken all the tier 1s. I don't think they can actually get the kill onto this Void, but they're going to try. The relocate will be there as well. Immersion showing up. Just want to provide additional attack speed onto everybody. For Ninja though, seemed like he got Immersion killed. The boat is going to fly through. It's going to stun onto several heroes. Okay, only onto the one, the Tiny in fact. And the Ice Part does connect onto Afterlife. Afterlife trying to run away on the Centaur. He's getting the TP out. No, Winter's Curse just came back online for Kaka. They'll be able to find the Centaur. Cancel the TP. Put him up in the air. And they burn him down. Timbersaw able to secure a double kill in that instance. I mean, it seems like Gambit are just playing really sloppy right now. I have no idea why would you even try to go for that kill, let alone relocate for it. If you don't get it immediately, just back away. Don't take that fight, but they try and make it happen. End up losing out on all their lives, and now they're going to lose their tier 1 tower. They won't lose the Shark on the anti-mage who's at top right now, just trying to finish his Battle Fury. But they certainly aren't happy with the state of affairs as they exist. FNG is probably going to die here. SARS mate. And the Timbersaw is starting to come online, guys. And this is a very scary game for the Timbersaw. I mean, he's still at the bottom of the net worth of the cores right now. But he's still becoming increasingly more unkillable. And they also don't yet have this Blink Dagger for Afterlife. I mean, if they get this kill onto Kaka, it might be the free gold to get this Blink. They're just going to X Kaka during his attempted TP out. Hoof Stomp will be there. And the Tidebringer Cleave will be enough from Afro Ninja.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning.
Then he'll have himself a completed up Echo Saber to bring to bear. Gonna smoke right now on the side of Gambit Esports, trying to use his Shadow Blade once more. They're not gonna find anybody given the path they're traveling right now. They need to head more in a westward direction, and the scan will unfortunately not connect. They can use this as an opportunity to perhaps try to get some more vision out on the enemy side of the map and try to secure the tier 2 tower positioning. But the wards from Keen are actually impeccable inside their own jungle. No matter where you plant a ward, it's going to get dewarded. Unless Dark is the one that dewards it first. It's going to deward this sentry only. But maybe he doesn't want to deward an entire sentry. He wants to find an obs ward rather. But all 11 doesn't care, he just takes it. And this is actually a really nice ward spot. It's not going to get dewarded at all. And Gambit are going to try and trade the tier 2 tower in exchange for Roshan. They're inside the pit right now. But they don't really do that much damage to the big boy. Let's see how long this is going to take. The tier 2 tower has now fallen. And they're here fighting around this Aegis. I don't think they've been spotted out. Kaka seems a little bit suspicious. But they're pinging out bottom. They're like, yo guys, the tier 3 tower is being sieged right now. Either they're smoked up or they're taking a Roche. It can't really be anything else. And they've already used their scan, so they can't really check for this right now. They're going to have to let this go. They probably are aware that this is a Roche take, but they can't really stop it. Timbersaw in particular needs to watch out here. You can get recalled. If they X them with the TP in from the Kunkka, they might have been able to find the kill, but nobody else went back. Instead, they're going to just find Doc, reveal the Blink Dagger coming in right now from Afterlife, try to get this kill onto the Shikiro. Old 11 will end up getting the first pop onto Immersion first and foremost, however, and now shows up the Timber Sword. They want to really deal with the Center Warrior. Old Chicken is here as well. They don't have any commitment of the Chrono just yet. Both commits, catches onto 2. They will be able to find the Centaur though. Just chasing him down with the Timber Saw. And we see that 1 now really is on a roll. Afro Ninja has this Aegis used up into the air. Needs to get some salvation right now, but he's pretty tanky himself, so he's not going to die from just that simple usage of spells. They also find the Shark farming the enemy side of the map. Old 11. Old freaking 11. It's just been crazy this game. He's 8-0-6 so far. Also going to be able to pick up some boundary runes for his team. Securing that they get 2. Okay, they're only going to get 2. I thought they were going to get 3. Keen Gaming, however, right now, definitely ahead. They do not have the Aegis, but they have the map positioning. They can try and make an approach to taking one or more of these additional towers that remain. 1 gets the Yule Scepter out onto Immersion. He is going to get hoof stomped right now by the Centaur. Jump in, Chrono catching onto 2 heroes, both Immersion as well as Centaur. The boat will fly through onto Old Chicken. It's going to give as well the Coco Rum to Immersion, allowing him to stay alive a little bit longer. They haven't committed the Stampede. Or they already have actually used Stampede in a previous engagement. Old 11 gets a toss up onto the Centaur. Centaur hoof stomp will be able to get the kill. They do bring down the 4-legged man. They also lose Kaka on the backside of the fight though, thanks to the Shark. Old 11 inside the base trying to kill Immersion, but Immersion will not die just yet. Doc X marks the spot, bringing back Old 11 into position for them to try and kill him with Immersion, but Immersion just gets the tether out onto the Shark to keep him alive for the time being. Afro Ninja unable to get off a huge Tidebringer cleave. Gonna drag back Old Chicken, who's also gonna get tossed in the air thanks to the Torrent. It seems like Gambit's lack of teamfight is really starting to plague them right now. Haven't even seen a Tombstone being dropped really in an advantageous position for them in quite some time. FNG, is he going to try and make this happen? Drops the Tombstone down. Can they take this fight? They've already committed the Chronosphere right now. Coming in from the side of King Gaming. Old Chicken will commit his BKB. Stampede keeps Immersion alive for now. The Torrent, not out just yet. Old Chicken commits almost all his BKB to bringing down the Tombstone. Will succeed in doing so. And they get the kill onto Immersion. Beautiful 2-man hoof stomp getting these kills. And now the huge amount of void coming in from the anti-mage. They will be able to kill Afro Ninja and take away the Aegis life, but they also bring down Old Chicken. And now 1, he is stuck in his position with no mana. Doc is also going to get chased down. The stun will reach out onto the Timber Saw. Doc is going to die from 1 more right click. Timber Saw trying to stay alive in this fight, managing to bring down FNG in the process. Old 11 Cold Embrace will keep him up and alive. And they really want more out of this. Old 11, he's trying to stand his ground versus Afro Ninja as well as against the Shark. But the Winter's Curse from Kaka will help him out tremendously. Kaka will help take away most of the mana from Afro Ninja. Afro Ninja drops a torrent, will catch on to 2. But unfortunately, they actually have won this fight right now, it seems, from King Gaming. But they're not done just yet. The Shark, now with the added bonus of having the Wisp tether up to him, he feels immortal. He feels like he can do anything right now. He really wants to kill 1. 1 has no more mana. They really want to get this kill. Like, come on, Timber Saw, just freaking die. If they had this mana of weight, the Timber Saw would be dead right now. Immersion doesn't have the Wisp Spirits to turn around onto him. He has them going out right now, but they're not doing that much damage. FNG has shown up as well, but doesn't want to drop down the additional Tombstone. I think finally Gambit will let this one go. Sunken cost fallacy being what it is, they're like, we've already thrown enough resources at this, we're just gonna let it go. And this fight ends up being an overwhelming victory for Keen Gaming, getting basically 5 kills because they killed Immersion twice there. And Keen Gaming able to walk away with, not only does Timber Saw not die, Timber Saw now has Bloodstone basically. They did smoke, it seemed, on the side of Gambit. They want to just get some vision out onto the Keen Gaming side of the map. They need to get this Anti-Mage Basher or Manta style ASAP. We're 23 minutes into this game and Anti-Mage still doesn't have this item. Ideally, when you're playing AM, you want this item at 21 minutes. They are going to find Kaka at least. So that's going to be something. That's going to be a decent kill for them to find. I'm not sure about this Revelation, Old 11. But this Tombstone is still here. Beautiful 3-man ice path coming in from Dark right now. They are still fighting around this Tombstone, so they have to be a little bit careful about this immersion. Is going to try and just relocate out of here with Afterlife. Going to get him out of dodge. The Shark is going to be able to TP to safety as well. And they are going to find the D-Ward as well as bringing down the Tombstone. However, they will not be able to take the fight. And Keen will be happy to just back away. Wait for the next Aegis to respawn. I must say, Old 11 really has been impressing me in how he's been playing this game. He's probably going to find another kill right now. If he found Immersion, Immersion would die. But look how kind of carefully they're playing this. And Old 11 is not invis anymore, so has to be careful. Oh, nice. They're just going to trade 2-2. I love how Afterlife just blink stunned. Just instantly. Just in case there was someone invis. And he wasn't that far from being wrong. Old 11 was definitely in the vicinity with a double damage rune knockout. So had he triggered the DD, went in, probably would have found a kill onto someone. Old Chicken on his Faceless Void, having already picked up the BKB, is now, I imagine, buying AC for his team. Unless this is just a casual Hyperstone. Oh, Chronosphere will go land onto Anti-Mage. The boat will be there, follow them up, keeping him alive for the time being with the Coco Rum. He's still alive for now. The Shark will be able to retreat from this fight. Kaka gets brought down on the backside of the fight by Afterlife. They're dragging back one to try and see how much damage they can do to him. The Shark now is still playing against Old Chicken. Old Chicken is completely out of mana. Old Chicken is going to die. The Shark able to bring him down on the AM. And they're relocating forward with the Anti-Mage. The Shark, oh no! They relocate into a trap! They find the Timbersaw and Timbersaw eviscerates them. It's a 3 for 2, but now Timber is the one that's alive. They're going to turn and kill Afro Ninja. Afro Ninja has no way to get himself out of this. BKB's already been expended. They even commit the Yule Scepter onto Undying so that FNG cannot escape. And Timbersaw 1 is going ham right now, looking for his triple kill. He's going to find that a godlike streak as well for the Timbersaw. And oh my god, 1 on this Timbersaw. Firstly, he's able to immediately kill the Anti-Mage as well as the IO as they relocate forward for this fight. He sets up to immediately bring them down as they get there. Suddenly the fight turns. And Old 11 and 1 are more than enough to take on the remaining 3 heroes. Centaur forced to retreat away from that one. And now suddenly they're on the high ground. They dealt some chip damage onto this high ground, but not much more than that. Afterlife is thinking about it. They want Old 11. Oh, they have detection though. So they're going to get Old 11. But will they actually? The Hoof Stomp will be there catching 1. The Torrent will catch onto 2, but this Timbersaw is just hitting a bit too hard right now. But he might have also extended a bit too far right now. Faceless Void is on the way. They need to try and make sure that he has the adequate backup, and Gambit realize that there's no way they kill Timbersaw before his team arrives. So rather let this one go. And now is where the game becomes very complicated for Gambit. They've just lost a tier 3, but more importantly than that, Timbersaw has just hit raid boss status. He is now level 22. Got the cooldown reduction. Is halfway to 20. Oh, that 25 is going to be... yeah, this is definitely a game where you get the Whirling Death attribute reduction, given that you're playing against so many melee heroes. And soon he's going to have his Aghanim Scepter as well. Oh, he's actually changing attacks from Ags. Going for Shivas first, it seems. Old 11 is going to find Immersion. Immersion is dead. Oh, the Stampede will be there. Can they actually get Immersion out? Yeah, they can. Doshaka is basically going to have to play like a split push game of his life now to try and keep this alive for the side of Gambit Esports. This Timbersaw is too big now, and they can't really deal with him. Keen Gaming having drafted in such a way So give themselves some form of insurance in this late game scenario.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Now though, I think he's pretty much regretting not getting the additional blink cost range instead of getting the additional agi rather. Dire scan allows them to know that there is nobody that's attacking them right now. I think Gambit might have a similar idea of what happened, what they made happen, that might be happening to them. That, oh wait, Roshan is being traded away, but Rosh is only at half HP. Anti-Mage is on the high ground right now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Go on the high ground, comrade. Go on the high ground. You'll get relocated out. You'll be fine. Go, 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 go. Oh my god. That's one of those moments when you see that the Roshan fell, you're fucking upset. You're like, Jesus Christ, really? We could have taken this Rax. Kaka is going to get the Winter's Curse out onto Immersion. And they should allow Immersion to die by himself. Do not save him. Good play by the Centaur to blink in the opposite direction. And they're also going to give up 4 bounty runes. Keen Gaming. Making it known to Gambit that, yo, you guys do not have the monopoly on being able to win this game from a dominant position. Also, Keen really has been, as a team, has been very much impressing me this tournament because they just keep getting better. Like, they'd lose some really stupid game where it's like, yo, you guys got demolished there, what the hell are you doing? In the next game, they'll be like, nah, guys, we got this. Then all 11 will just go ham. They'll pick this draft that's super easy for them to play. Afro Ninja is gonna die. Oh my god, they couldn't get him, and instead Old Chicken chronos him, and chronos nothing. Feels pretty bad, man. Feels pretty bad. So Old Chicken has a long and storied history of tilting in important games. Let's hope that is not one of those games that makes him tilt. Let us hope against hope that Dashak just randomly lays out an ice path. He actually, oh, not Dashak, Doc. He actually had an idea of where Dashak was. Old 11 might die here, but they might not choose to go onto him. It feels like Gambit Esports are playing this very, very carefully right now, especially because of how poor their core heroes are besides the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage are topping the leaderboard right now, but not by that much. He's actually being held pace with by both the Timbersaw as well as the Tiny. Erstwhile, Afro Ninja genuinely struggling on his Kunkka, not even able to really marshal resources together to get this AC going. And there was a time when Centaur was by far the most net-worthy hero in this game. Now a mere blink and Vlad's to his name still. And bear in mind, he got this Vlad's at like 14 minutes. Since then, all he's been able to accrue is a blink. And they have to go back. Him and the Wisp have to go and prepare to fight here. And Anti-Mage needs to be prepared to split push this. Keep going. Go, 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 go. This way, this way, this way. Old 11 does get dragged back into a bit of a problematic space. They get the Hex out onto Kunkka. Kunkka does still have the BKB. The Tombstone not dropped just yet. 11 is falling very, very low. They use a Dust of Appearance to make sure that they can actually see him. And this tier 3 tower hasn't actually fallen. The Tombstone zombies are also not making this easy whatsoever. We will get Afro Ninja popping his own BKB. The Shark, erstwhile, has managed to secure the tier 3 tower at bottom. They're going to find Old 11 now, tossing him up into the air with the Torrent. Kaka does throw out the Winter's Curse, but it's only onto Afterlife. Maybe not the best target, and they don't have the Faceless Weight anymore. Anti-Mage is going to come back and help defend this. Immersion is going to die. Afro Ninja still alive. Torrent will be there. It's going to come, land out only onto Old 11. Old 11 still alive on the high ground. He will eventually end up losing his life. Ice Path catching on to 2. The Timber Chain away from 1, keeping him alive. And Kunkka needs to TP to the shrine, but the shrine got destroyed earlier on. The Shark now will find Doc. Doc is certainly going to die. But where is Afro Ninja? They need him to get their X out onto somebody, but instead, they do not succeed at doing so. And it's going to be 2 buybacks on the side of Gambit Esports to defend their base. They do manage to hold, however. Melee racks are still here. But that fight looked very, very painful for them. Old 11 is so tanky in this game. However, throughout all of that, Dashak did manage to take down the tier 3 tower in the bottom lane. So future moves of this similar kind might result in a Rax being taken. Oh, Dashak, Dashak, Dashak. Oh, he dodges the chakram, but he will not at least be able to dodge getting the getting chronoed. And there's not going to be a relocate by the wisp. Going to get cancelled away, but the tether does not get cancelled, so it's still enough heal to make sure that the shark does not die in the midst of the chronosphere. And they're going to smoke right now. Let's see where they head. Their observer ward is going to spot out Doc and the boys moving around the enemy shrine right now. And they know they don't want to fight Timber. So they're going to wait for whoever leaves this area first. And we're going to fight him. Because, oh, hopefully it's Old Chicken. Oh, they actually do find Old 11, rather. And he's also really farmed. The second most farmed on the map. Besides the Timber Saw, Aegis of the Immortal will also now expire. Old 11, is he going to die? Yes, he will. They finally do get the grab onto him. Kaka does throw out the good Winter's Curse, will allow them to kill Immersion off of this. Or will it? Immersion actually ends up surviving throughout all of this. And there's no chrono for them to bring to bear in this situation. The shark blinks forward. Oh, but gets hexed for his troubles. He needs to get saved out of this. The Stampede will be there to keep him alive. Counterspell does get used up right now by the anti-mage. Ghost Ship flies forward. Doesn't connect onto Old Chicken because he has the BKB active to keep himself alive. And look how far forward Juan jumps in to those fights. Afro Ninja, can he get himself out? Oh, Juan self-uses! Huge mistake by the Timbersaw. Huge mistake. If he didn't self-use and managed to use onto the Kunkka would have died. And he would have died without buyback because he bought back for the previous high ground defense. Would have been a long time with Kunkka in the ground. Might have been able to make a lot of headway in that situation. But it ultimately ends up not cashing out. And the later this game goes, the more dangerous things become for Keen Gaming, because Afro Ninja gets closer and closer towards picking up the Daedalus. And Daedalus Kunkka, since you already got that 25 strength talent, and a 20 and a 25 is going to get that Tidebringer cooldown talent, which means that even if you're one of these heroes on the backlines like Kunkka or the Jakiro, not really doing anything, both of you can just die with one cleave. Also, I'm really surprised that there was a point where he actually had the money to buy the full Shiva's God. Changed checks, went for the Hex instead. Hex has actually been quite useful. It's gotten him 3 kills since that time period. I still would have preferred the Shivas in some way, but Hex is still a very good item. They're going to smoke right now and try and take a fight on the side of Gambit. It's a little bit of a risky proposition because they only have buyback on nobody, actually, just Undying. So no relevant buybacks are available. But I guess maybe they also might just be waiting. There we go. FNG puts it back in its inventory, the smoke, and they're going to make this thing happen. Let us see where they end up. Old 11 does now have access to a BKB. Oh my god, if they can find him before he uses BKBs, that would be next level shit. But I think Gambit just want to take the fight before Roshan respawns. It's actually a really hard fight to get involved in. Because you have 4 melee heroes, you have to deal with the fact that one Winter's Curse can actually debilitate your entire team. And that's not fun. That's not fun to deal with. The Shark. Regen Rune is going to get picked up by the Tiny. Does get taken away. A very slow measured game. Keen Gaming still have a definite lead right now. 11k gold lead with a 10k experience margin. Additional time walk range for Old Chicken when he hit the level 20. It is level 25 for the Timbersaw. He actually got the Timbersaw range, or the Timber Chain range. Now it's like basically global. I mean, look at this thing. Like, you can't actually even see where the max range ends. Look at that. Look at that. Jesus Christ. That is absurd. That's crazy. So yeah, he pretty much can go anywhere and do whatever he wants now. Almost has the second chakram available from the Aghanim Scepter as well. Radiant Scan will trigger over Roche, but unfortunately it triggers over Roche as Keen Gaming are just moving around the pit. There's going to be a Tombstone dropped onto the high ground. They get the Hex out onto the Undying. They with the Macropire Ice Pot laid on top of him as well. They're trying to deal with this Tombstone. It gets Soul Ripped right now to be kept alive. There's going to be a Torrent pushing this Timber Saw into the air. The Shark doesn't have a basher. He actually went for the Eye of Skadi. Wow, huge amount of weight going out onto our Timber Saw. Timber Saw, is he going to lose his life? Yes, he will. Chronosphere has landed out onto 3 with the Ice Pot to follow up on several of them with the Dew Breath as well. They are going to be able to get the kill onto Immersion, but not onto Afro Ninja. He runs around at the very last life, and he's able to use his Armlet Toggling to keep himself topped up as well. They bring down Dark on the backside of the fight. The Shark is the one that grabs that on the Anti-Mage. And it's a 2-for-1 exchange here in the mid lane. Every ultimate except for our Relocate was used. Anti-Mage dealt a ton of damage there. So did the Faceless Void. It's a game of the carries now, it seems. And Anti-Mage has started to really assert himself. He just needs a basher. Like, actually, the more I think about the Skadi, the more the Skadi makes sense to me. Because now, how do they actually kill him, right? With as much HP as he has, if he went for, say, the Heart of Tarask, he might not have had enough armor. Say, if he got caught inside Chrono with, like, a Chakram around him, and they just beat him down, they're definitely going to kill him. But now he just activates one counterspell, has this Butterfly as well, so he has a lot of evasion, has a ton of armor. He's going to be building Abyssal Blade, so that's even more HP as well. Very difficult to actually deal with this hero right now in terms of killing the Anti-Mage. And at 25, he did get the additional counterspell resistance. So he doesn't really have to worry about Old 11's damage anymore. And Old 11 will find himself getting bashed. This is a 10-second BKB. This is so sad. Oh, it's his 9-second one. Okay. He's gonna die regardless though. And we're starting to approach the stage of the game where Anti-Mage is king. Just before the uber ultra super mega late game, just as Anti-Mage is about to hit his peak, after he picks up this Aegis, he can actually just one-shot buy the Abyssal Blade because he knows that unlikely that he's gonna die with having the Aegis, as well as not being able to, as well as needing to buy back for the fight. We'll see what he decides. And he can just move around with the Flutter right now from the Butterfly. And the additional move speed from the Manta style is still great, so he's Gucci. Yeah, he's just gonna one-shot by the Abyssal Blade. Doesn't have to be afraid of losing his life again. Guys, you know, not too long ago there was an 11k gold lead in favor of Keen Gaming. Yeah, now it's like 3k. It's actually gonna disappear very soon. As soon as this Abyssal Blade arrives at Anti-Mage and he pushes out this upcoming creep wave, it's gonna be an even game. And F1 Ninja now has the Daedalus as well. Old Chicken needs to find this Butterfly as soon as possible. This MKB was definitely the right purchase to make to deal with this Anti-Mage. But the Butterfly, both additional attack speed and forcing Anti-Mage to might have to buy that item himself, would be pretty great. Old 11's building an Octarine core. Honestly, I would like to see Old 11 build a Silver Edge to try and help them deal with the passive of the counterspell. So that Jakiro spells actually deal damage, Lightning procs actually deal damage, Time Lock actually deals damage, all of Tiny spells actually deal damage, you know? I can understand though why you want the Octarine core. If you get the Octarine core, especially with the talents he has, and then minus 9-second Avalanche cooldown, you actually have Avalanche up every like 1.5 seconds or something.
Top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower.
It's like some crazy high uptime, so I can understand why he wants that item this badly. And now we see the first shrine being taken on the Dire side. Keen Gaming will be very upset about this game if they lose. This is the kind of thing where if you lose, I've seen many Chinese teams kick somebody over a loss like this. A loss where you were genuinely winning the game, and then like one or two things happened and you lose. Old Chicken can still turn this around. Does still have this Chronosphere. That's obviously going to be the big X Factor ability. FNG might just drop a tombstone on the high ground just to try and reveal where the enemies are. Yeah, he does so. Even if he dies or if the tombstone dies, he can still try and force the fight right now. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to jump in. Beautiful two-man hoofstomp coming in from Afterlife on the bottom side of this. So you're going to follow this up using the refresher orb to make sure that they get the chain disable out onto Kaka. Kaka is still alive. The Stampede will be there. Nice useless curse going out, but it's Afterlife that gets caught. Will this be followed up by the Chronosphere? Chrono looking for it. There we go. 3 heroes. They're going to be able to find Afterlife. They get the Gem of True Sight onto the ground. The Chakram's going to be there as well. Immersion's also going to die. The Shark still alive. We're actually going to be able to man fight versus the Faceless Void after he comes back out of this. Mana Void is going to be enough to get the kill. Immersion gonna die back now almost immediately. Afro Ninja is still alive. Two-man hoofstomp going on into the high ground, coming in from the center. We came back into the fray. Huge Chakram with the Willing Death coming in from one, able to eviscerate most of Gambit Esports. Afro Ninja is still fighting right now. The Torrent will be there. The huge Tidebringer Cleave coming in from him, but it's not enough to win this fight just yet. He is able to bring down Old 11, but everybody else has just brought back into this one. The Kaka, Winter Waven, as well as the Faceless Void, they came back. Afro Ninja ends up losing his life. Dark does hunt him down and get the kill. The Shark is the only survivor of that huge engagement. 2 buybacks on either side. Oh, this is going to be a fight recap for days. 24,000 damage dealt by either lineup. Afro Ninja did almost 10,000 damage thanks to his Tidebringer Cleaves. The Timbersaw did 9k damage because Timbersaw just went fucking ham in this game. And they also expect most of their buybacks on Gambit. They brought back on the Centaur as well as the Wisp as well. So it's going to be between this Anti-Mage as well as this Kunkka to try and hold this base 4v2. These are some very strong heroes, but can they do this? Old Chicken no longer has Chrono. He still does have BKB, however. And the respawn, FNG, he just TPs in. Finds himself immediately getting brought down. He goes Scepters up. Will drop the Tombstone. The double Tombstone will drop thanks to the death as well. The Shark now goes for the Abyssal Blade, landing out onto Keen Gaming. And that's going to force them back with the buyback from Undying. A dangerous buyback because now they only have 1 buyback remaining that's really useful on the Anti-Mage. Everybody else's buybacks are on cooldown, so now the game's pressure is ultimately on the Shark. If he fucks this up, he loses the game. And he now is... he's maxed out right now. Still has space for 1 more item to replace his boots with. If I was him personally, I would buy an E-Blade here. E-Blade can be crazy good against Void. Very... oh, it's like middling versus the Timbersaw, if I'm honest. But it's good against Void, can be good against the Tiny as well. We'll see what he goes for. He might be forced into going for the MKB, but I don't think damage versus Void is his real problem. Maybe even a Nullifier. I might prefer a Nullifier. Help him deal with this Timbersaw. This Timber's been a real pain in their asses right now for all these fights. Keen Gaming though, no matter what, even if they lose this game, can at least walk away knowing that the first game was kind of, they were like, guys, we lost game 2, but they weren't better than us, like by a huge margin. They're gonna go right now onto Old 11. He's gonna get stunned up by the boat. He has no mana right now. He's falling very low on HP, but he's regenerating quite quickly. Being kept alive, goes away with the Silver Edge. Oh, just a Shadow Blade. He gets stunned up by Afterlife, tossed into the air with the Torrent. God almighty, he's tanky. 3k HP, fucking status resistance, man. A lot of their damage is going to be bundled up with these Afro Ninja crits. He needs to buy a second Daedalus for his team. Oh hell, they actually need to get him a Rapier for Afro Ninja. It's been really rough for him. His net worth is very, very low. Not as low as the Centaurs though. I think Afterlife has probably been the worst affected by everything that's happened in this game. He has Blink, Lotus, Vlads in a 50-minute game as a Centaur. So much of this game just relies on what can they get done with F1NJ. I think FNG should start building into an Aghanim Scepter. If they can get an Ags for this hero and he can apply that OP decay onto the Timbersaw, Timbersaw might actually die. Timbersaw's dead. Okay, he still has too much mana to die, but he keeps getting chain bashed right now. Yeah, he's dead. And the Winter's Curse flew out. Whose Winter's Curse was that? Why did that bounce back? Oh my god, there's going to be a Chronosphere that's dropped down on the 2, but this is going to be an escape Chronosphere for the side of King Gaming. They've already lost Kaka, and now they're going to get the kill onto Dark as well. Oh, I get it. He tried to use Winter's Curse onto the Shark, but the Shark used Counterspell. Or somebody used Lotus, or something happened, but either way, there was a Winter's Curse that ended up affecting the lineup. Let's see. Was it a Lotus Orb or the Counterspell? I think it was Counterspell. No Lotus was used. As a result, now the Shark, with this Timber being dead, Timber does have buyback, but many heroes on the side of Keen do not. And they forced 2 buybacks. They need to just go take the shrine right now. They can do it quite quickly. And because they forced the buybacks and made them come to defend by the high ground itself, there's no opportunity for them to TP by surprise behind them on the shrine as they're trying to take it. And since they still have their shrine here at bottom, they didn't manage to defend their own tier 3 middle. But on balance, I think I'd rather have shrines than tier 3s, yo. And Roshan will be up in 30 seconds. I believe Anti-Mage is making the correct choice going for this Heart. I was going for Satanic. I'm not sure about Satanic. I would have preferred Heart, but Satanic isn't terrible either. Satanic does allow you to turn your attention when you're very, very low on HP. You don't have to leave the fight anymore. And because he's so hard to bring to that low HP state, it's even more value for him. They're going to find Roche. 3, 2, 1. Roche is up. Roche is up. Will they find the Roche though? But they don't want to take the Roshan fight head on. They want to loop around. We're 15 minutes in right now, Dark. He's going to pop the smoke of the Shark. And the Shark, gonna find himself being caught out with the ice part. Nicely done by Dark, actually. The Yule's Anti-Mage up into the air. Alright. FNG now notes where Roshan is. Let's see. The only thing that matters right now is buyback status. 15 minutes in. Keen Gaming. Will they scan the Roche? They have one shot. They need to clear out this creep wave right now and head out and try and stop this Roche take. They've only got about less than 15 seconds left, I think. If they don't go right now, it's late. Yeah, it's too late. They're going to lose this Roche. They did manage to pick up the Octarine core for Tiny, but too little, too late. And Afro Ninja is the one that actually picks up the Aegis. I think this is the correct move to make, given that Anti-Mage still does have buyback, and he's not really realistically going to die anytime soon. So definitely the right decision to make. I love how he also sold his boots. Anti-Mage doing the right thing. Old Chicken got that backtrack at level 25. Most people should have 25 by now. We don't have 25 just yet for our Winter Wyvern. Jakiro's also almost there. Oof, he's definitely going to get that pure damage macrofire. He might actually get the additional stun though, because their team doesn't have that much lockdown apart from some of their ultimates. So yeah, I think that's probably the better decision. Damage isn't really the issue either for King Gaming. You want more control at these late game stages. Old 11, we already assessed what he did. FNG is only 21 right now, but he did get the OP tombstones, as one should do. Negative Tidebringer cooldown, very expected from Kunkka. Immersion is actually a higher level than the Centaur. This is ridiculous. And because he's building into this Heart/Ring of Tarask as well for the Wisp, you're gonna have a ton of actual strength and attack speed, and attack damage rather. So 25, they should, I don't know though, minus 60-second relocate is so good, but yo, the allied double attacks makes also a huge difference. Jakiro, yep, gets the additional control, recognizing that that's probably worth more in a game like this. And we might see Gambits trying to make a play for the high ground. Let's not forget, right, that they might be leading gold-wise right now, but they're still fairly behind on experience. A lot of that has to do with the fact that the Centaur has just been a stun machine this game. A stun and stampede machine. Approaching the hour mark right now. Yesterday we had a 72-minute game in the upper bracket, also involving Gambit Esports when they played against eHome. The Shark just gonna go do some damage onto these range racks. Oh my god, are they gonna cheese them like this? Yes, do it guys, cheese them. I would wholeheartedly do this myself. With no shame. Absolutely no shame. Wouldn't even feel bad about this one iota. But the melee racks is going to be a much more difficult proposition to handle. I mean, they're still going to try for it though. But it does seem Keen is more prepared for this. They're like, bro, we're not going to let you do this. This damage isn't going to happen. You can keep trying, but let's see. The double hexes, thanks to the Lotus Orb flying out in both directions, they still drag back the anti-mage. Hey, they're trying. Oh, they get the Abyssal Blade hit out onto Kaka. Aeon Disc will keep him alive for now. Ice Path does connect onto 2, with Afterlife being the one caught at the corner of the base. He gets used up into the air right now. He needs to get out of here. 3-man Chronosphere does come out and eventually land. Immersion is going to be the first one to get brought down by Old Chicken. Old Chicken gets that kill quite quickly. The next on the 4 will be Afterlife. Winter's Curse now flying out onto the Shark. The Shark gonna get hexed up right now. He's still alive, but he's gonna be able to get out. But can they kill him? Yes, they can. They got him. Triple kill for Old Chicken. Huge Chronosphere from him. Enables them as a team on the side of King Gaming to hold that fight, hold the high ground, kill the anti-mage above of all things. Look how much gold goes the way of Old Chicken. 1600 gold for the Void. He's basically capped out except for having wait, what did he just have sent to him? Okay, he's gonna buy a Satanic. Alright. Got that Claymore going. What a bizarre set of circumstances there. I mean, obviously everyone needs to buy back. Guys, just buy back. Don't waste anyone's time. Just buy back, dude. Don't mess with people. Just buy back. I don't know what's happening. Afro Ninja is going to get himself hexed up. He's going to die here. This game might just end. Does he have buyback as well? He does, but he also has the Aegis of the Immortal. They do manage to take the first lane of Rax. And here we go. Life number 2. BKB activated by Afro Ninja. The Torrent does fly forth. The Hex now also flying out onto FNG. The Ghost Ship will land onto Old 11, but he's going to pop a BKB, so he doesn't take much damage from this. But it's only a 5-second BKB, so has to be very careful about when he's able to escape from this. Old Chicken as well uses his BKB to escape. He's going to get dragged back, and the X marks the spot. Is not going to go before the BKB does get him out of trouble. Dark TP's out under the auspices of the Glimmer Cape. Kaka uses that Winter's Curse to get them out of trouble, and Juan was on the other side of everything. So they end up sacrificing melee racks as well as a range racks, but they do not expend the buybacks for either the Kunkka or the anti-mage. So it ends up being more or less worthwhile. Even the Centaur doesn't have to buyback there. And when you're playing, yesterday Gambit Esports lost the game primarily because they ran out of buybacks. So I'm sure they're saying to themselves, guys, as long as we didn't die, as long as we didn't buy back and die back, we're still fine. Losing buildings is like whatever. As long as we don't lose the game from that, we're still Gucci. We're cool. The Shark is ultimately maxed out. Oh, there's the item. There's the one. That's what I'm talking about. FNG trying to win this game right now. Picking up the Aghanim Scepter for the Undying. This is definitely some game-winning type things. I mean, look at this, right? Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. 10 strength steal. Are you freaking kidding me? Jesus Christ. Kaka only has 86 strength, right? More than 10% of his strength will be taken every time he gets decayed by FNG. And not like decay is a small radius when it gets used up. Let's see, any other big items that we had that might be game changing here. Kaka's about to hit 25, and I think, is this a game for more Winter's Curse duration or Splinter Blast stun? I think Splinter Blast stun actually. Splinter Blast stun is really good in my opinion. There are some games with the Winter's Curse you want that additional range to set up for more spells, but thanks to the Ice Path upgrade, I think setup is not really that much of an issue anymore for the side of Keen Gaming. The Shark does the thing all anti-mages hate doing, but it's also the right thing to do. Buys BKB. Or at least posture towards buying BKB. I think he changed his mind. They probably told him, dude, BKB is not going to help you versus Winter's Curse. It's not going to help you versus Chronosphere. And these are the things that are mostly killing us right now. Immersion, though, does have the Heart of Tarask. So whoever gets tethered is going to have a much more difficult time dying. And the IO itself is going to have a harder time dying. The Shark actually buys BT level 2. I think they probably have resolved amongst themselves that they're going to leave the Shark on the other side of the map from the team. And then he'll just TP into the team when the fight actually gets started. And they want to probably give Undying this minus 2-second decay cooldown talent. So that you have a 2-second decay, right? A 2-second 10 strength stealing spell on a 2-second cooldown. Yeah. In a way, this is making FNG one of the more important heroes on the map right now. He cannot afford to die. FNG, oh my god, you can't afford to die, my friend. He needs to get out of here. He needs to get out of here right now. Right now. He drops a tombstone onto the high ground. And they're going to start the fight onto him. The Shark goes onto the back looking for Kaka. FNG is still alive for the time being. No Winter's Curse as of yet. The Shark now looking for Dark. The boat's going to fly through. Old Chicken uses his BKB on the high ground. All still alive, fighting against the Shark. The Shark activates the counter spell, gets chronoed. Whilst they're fighting Old 11, he's inside the Chronosphere, hasn't died just yet. Where is his Wisp? Where's the salvation? Wisp can't get there and tether him in time. In fact, Wisp is going to find himself getting caught with the Winter's Curse. And Wisp is probably going to end up dying here. The buyback that was used by the anti-mage. But he's not going to be fighting without the Wisp for another 2 minutes. Huge boat flies through, catches onto Old Chicken and the boys. But I think they just run out of damage. The Shark now wants to bring down Old Chicken. Old Chicken, is he going to live through this huge ice pot? Where is the Mono Void from anti-mage? He keeps getting hexed up. He keeps getting control. They're not allowing him to do this. They finally get the kill onto Old Chicken. And Kaka now, he's going to be the next one to fall. Double kill going to be there for the anti-mage. He's not done just yet. Old 11 gets tossed up into the air by the turret. But they get a triple kill first for the Shark. They also bring down the Tiny. And the only survivor is going to be the Timbersaw. So they commit everything onto killing this anti-mage. He buys back. And upon said buyback, finds himself with nobody able to deal with him. Unfortunately, because of the fact that he bought back, they can't actually do anything on the map right now. He basically has to stay on his side. Gambit Esports. Yesterday they lost a 72-minute game. They're trying to win a game which seems like it might stretch for a similar duration. Roshan also just respawned. What a time to be alive. And given that it was anti-mage that died, this is best case scenario to get the Aegis into the hands of the AM. The cheese into the hands of FO Ninja. And the refresher shot into his hands as well. I think you give him the refresher first rather than the cheese onto FO Ninja. Yeah, you'll take the cheese later. There we go. That's what I like to see. FO Ninja. Let's see. What else? He wants to build a sheep stick now. I agree with this, actually. They need a little bit more control. They're really struggling in particular with dealing with Timbersaw and with the Tiny. Making sure that these heroes stop moving around. And Tiny did indeed end up going for this Octarine core. So has Avalanche on a 3.5 second, 7.5 second cooldown. And given that the duration of the Avalanche is 1.8 seconds, basically you have a 1.9 second downtime on the spell. It's pretty absurd. And they're going to try force a buyback perhaps. We'll just get the tier 3 Kaka as Winter's Curse. He's going to use it. But this is also a relocate, so it doesn't really matter. Who are they bringing back though? They're bringing back the Wisp. I'm not sure why you'd bring back the Wisp. He has hearts, I suppose, on him. And they use the Lotus Orb to make sure that the Yule Scepter from Keen Gaming's Timber Sword doesn't really affect them too much. But they're just going to back away from this. They're going to smoke, in fact. And they're looking for the fake back, but it doesn't seem like Keen Gaming is allowing them that opportunity. 64 minutes in, and Keen Gaming are still somehow defending the base. How is Gambit the team that keeps playing these Chinese squads to the ultra late game? What a topsy-turvy game. It is practically even for all intents and purposes. Oh, and now everyone is 25. Kaka got himself the Splinter Blast stun. FNG got the Decay cooldown. Immersion got the tether attack targets mid lane. Actually, Immersion with the tether attack trying to bring down 11. The boat didn't connect onto anybody. The Shark is able to get off the stun onto Dark. Dark almost died, but the Cold Embrace keeps him alive for the time being. Old Chicken in the meantime gets over time. The Chronosphere onto 2 heals. The boat flies through. Immersion still alive thanks to the Coco Rami and the Auto Terrace keeping him up right now. 2-man Hoof Stomp will come through. They bring down Dark. Winter's Curse will now fly out onto the Centaur, but Centaur doesn't have anybody nearby him, so they can't attack him. Instead, they attack the Keen Gaming Timbersaw, and they bring one down. Buyback is available for the Timbersaw. He's on the grave for 2 minutes, however. Can they hold this base without him? There's no more Chronosphere. There's no more Winter's Curse. He needs to buy back. They cannot allow this fight to happen without the Timbersaw. As part will be there onto the Anti-Mage. He's being chain disabled right now. But nothing else is happening. He will eventually buy back. Here we go. Timbersaw wants to come back into the fray. The Torrent will be there catching Timbersaw immediately as he shows up. He's going to get stunned as he comes back into the fray. They cannot afford to lose him. There's going to be the Hoof Stomp stun going onto the Timber. They're trying to turn attention towards him. The Ghost Ship will also connect. Do they have the amount of weight? Not just yet. It's still cooling down for the shot. Another 18 seconds. Instead, they're going to turn their attention towards getting Immersion with the Ice Pot and the Macropod. And they do manage to get that kill. The Shark, meantime, still trying his best to bring down the Manta. No, they lose the Timbersaw. It's going to be a dieback on the Timber. Immersion also brought back and relocated into the fight to try and assist his Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage now turning his attention towards all 11. Torrent will not connect onto him yet, but the BKB now activated by Afro Ninja gonna be able to drag back the Immersion Wisp, but he took the Shark. The Shark gonna have to TP back into this fight. Buyback now will be there from 11. They finally do manage to get the lane racks. So the Shark jumping onto Old Chicken. Old Chicken turns his attention with the BKB. They wanna try desperately kill this Anti-Mage, but now the Abyssal Blade Head will rather go onto the faces way himself. He gets forced off forward by the rest of his team, but their Blink goes forward. They get the kill. Winter's Curse will be there onto FNG. FNG with Immersion. They do lose the Wisp. That's a dieback on the Wisp. FNG almost about to lose his life, gets tossed up into the air by 11-11. Will be able to kill him, but it's also going to be a buyback onto the Undying. He wants back into the fray. And Anti-Mage activates the counter spell. He's still staying alive, but he's now just going to blink back. The rest of his team was busy taking the second lane of racks, and they've gotten 2, and they believe this is enough, and they will try to get out. They still have 65 seconds without the Timbersaw, though. Will they go for gold? Will they try get these megas? Unfortunately, Old Chicken does have Chronosphere back online. Kaka does have Winter's Curse back online. So this could be more dangerous than it looks. They're going on to this Anti-Mage. He does still have the Aegis of the Immortal. And they blink away. 68 minutes into the game, Gambit Esports do now secure a second lane of racks. Ooh. What a game. What is happening right now? Aegis does finally expire. The Shark, he can actually one-shot buy the BKB. Just buy it, bro. If you buy this BKB, if they can buy the BKB and bait the Chronosphere and the Winter's Curse out of Keen Gaming, then you can basically just walk up the high ground and take the lost racks, get megas. There's no guarantee this game that the megas actually win the game, because Old Chicken has Maelstrom, so he can defend one lane all by himself, using both the evasion from the butterfly as well as the backtrack from the 25, as well as time walk to avoid any and all damage taken by the creeps, and still getting the status resistance and the lifesteal from the Satanic. So he'll be fine to defend one lane. Timbersaw does not take damage from creeps, megas or no, so he'll be fine just holding one lane by himself. And Tiny is a freaking Tiny, man. Tiny just cleaves through these creeps, Can avalanche them with your basically permanent avalanche from the Octarine core. Hold back a lane. So you would be Gucci. Man, what a game this is. Timbersaw is 6 slotted basically. Looking for an additional slot to himself. Wants BKB, refresher. Even Kaka is super farmed. Doesn't have space for his Aeon Disc, so he has to put the refresher shot in. Imagine not having space for Aeon Disc. Dog should be the one actually carrying this gem. They should give him the gem. I suppose it's better on Kaka because he has the flying vision of the Octoburn. Roche now 1 minute away from a Roshan respawn. And Keen Gaming don't have that many more opportunities in order to be able to secure that Roche. Because if they give up, I don't think they can win another, like survive another fight against an Aegis. But also, Megas don't end this game. So the important thing isn't actually these racks. It's buybacks and Roche. That's all that matters right now. Buybacks and Roshan. Only 3 buybacks available in the entirety of this game. The Shark almost found Dark. Dark is actually going to die as soon as he gets Vision Art seen on him. He's still alive for now. The BKB now activated by the Anti-Mage. Winter's Curse will be used. It's going to get Counterspell, but it's also Chronosphere on the backside of the fight. They're going to be trying to look for a multi-man Hoofstomp. Old 11 as well as well. Going to get caught out. Timbersaw and the Tiny can't really do anything. The Shark on the backside of the fight has eliminated both supports. Afro Ninja now trying to kill Old 11 is going to succeed at doing so. The Shark now going to turn his attention toward the Timbersaw. Timbersaw is going to get bashed. He's going to get passed up into the air by the Torrent. He's trying to save his life with his own Yule Scepter, but it's not going to help. He's going to die. He's going to lose his life. And the Shark, huge jump to start that fight off with onto the Jakiro, and that's going to be it. GG, well played. Gambit Esports just very slightly playing a game slower than they played against eHome. That game ended in 72 minutes. This one in 71 and a half. Last night was defeats. Today it's victory. And Gambit take the 2-0 over Keen Gaming, and now will find themselves having a date once again against eHome in the grand finals. What a game. Yo, I'm done. I'm just done. I'm done. That's also the only game I'm doing today, so I'm done. I'm done. Wow, that game had everything. I can't imagine a thing I wanted more out of Dota that game didn't give me. So I'm straight. I am good, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining me for today. I'm Snare. If you haven't already, please make sure, be cool, be like the homies, the gang squad who followed. Oh wait, excuse me, just give me a sec. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, be like Prince the Great, who's already followed, and Yadezo I know has already followed in the past. So be cool. If you haven't done that already, please make sure to do so. And congratulate the side of Gambit Esports, who will now go on to play against Keen Gaming in the finals later today. And if you also, for those of you who have spare Bugattis, spare Skrilla lying around, help support the channel, help me grow with a young donation. You can buy some bits, buy some subscriptions, donate directly to PayPal. Make sure that I have basically can take care of the things in real life that allow me to sit here and entertain y'all in the digital world. But for now, you guys have been great. You guys have been amazing. I'm Snare. I'm out. Some of the best Dota I've seen today. Have a good day, guys. See you guys later.
I didn't look very confident.
But was that I don't know. I mean, this was